So this review is going to consist mostly of me complaining about various aspects of this headphone before telling you why I love it. And there'll be a brief interlude into K-pop. So let's get into it. Hello and welcome to Lachlan Likes a Thing, the show where I take a thing and see whether or not I like it. Now the thing in question is the Audio Technica ATH-ESW990H portable on-ear headphone. I got my pair at Minidisc, who at the time I'm making this video is still doing a pretty good deal on these headphones for 349 Australian dollars, down from their regular retail price of 599 Australian. So hopefully this video might help you work out if you want to buy in at that price. The ESW990H itself is the successor to the ESW9 portable wooden headphone. And, you know, we'll get right to the chase. The only reason why anyone would give these headphones a second glance on the shelf in this oversaturated market of portable headphones is these wooden ear cups. Now, I don't usually just talk about looks on this channel, but honestly, these lacquered wood ear cups look gorgeous. So that's where my enthusiasm for this design sort of ends and my litany of complaints begins. So let's dive into it, starting with the cable. It feels solid and durable enough, but I think it might be because of the thickness, but there is so much memory on this cable that whenever I take it out of the pouch, it comes out in this sort of gross, tangled mess. And all I can say is I'm glad that these cables are detachable, because if I do plan on keeping this headphone long term, one of the first things I'm going to do is buy a different set of cables for this, because this is it's just really disheartening. So I mentioned the pouch. Let's talk about the pouch. With a Beyerdynamic T51P, with an expensive portable headphone, you get this wonderful hard case for the headphone. It protects it. It has nice grooves. That's where the headphone's going to sit. Protects your expensive investment. This is the Oppo PM3 case. Again, nice denim finish on this pouch. A little case. You know, maybe not as fancy as the Beyerdynamic, but there is a little thing that stops the ear cups from rubbing into each other. This is what you get with the 990H. You get this. It's a furry bag. These are beautiful wooden ear cups. They're glossy, they attract fingerprints, you'll want to clean them. You don't want to scratch them, and you want to protect what is ultimately a pretty sort of lightweight design. And again, I don't usually bang on about accessories on this channel, but it is not right for a headphone of this price, and again, it's usually priced much higher in Australia. It's not right for it to come with such a lackluster pouch. Now, I guess the other positives I can say about this design is that it folds flat like every other ES series headphone, and it's relatively lightweight, so it's 160 grams, which is actually really, really lightweight, given that the driver size on this headphone, the size of the driver units is over 40 millimeters, which is bigger than a Sennheiser HD650 driver. So, you know, that's the sort of silver lining of this cloud. But, you know, let's keep going into the cloud. I often read the comment that a lot of people don't like on-ear headphones, particularly because they wear glasses and they find that on-ear headphones press against the frame of their glasses and they're really kind of painful after a while. And I don't think that's entirely fair, because there are a lot of on-ear headphones, and I've come to sort of find that there are good on-ear headphones and there are evil on-ear headphones. For instance, the T51P from Beyer is a good on-ear headphone, and that's because the ear cups are small enough that when you wear them on your head, The ear pads actually just sit on the inside of your ear, right? So they don't press on the soft outer tissue of your ear. They don't press, the cartilage right against the frame of your glasses. So you can wear them for a few hours and it's really not too bad. The Audio-Technica is one of the evil on-ear headphones. And that's because the ear pads are exactly the right size that this outer circumference of the ear pad presses right on your outer ear. And if you wear glasses like I do, you'll find that after 2 hours, this bit in particular, the tip of your ear will just ache because the outer part of this ear pad just presses right on there, and it's horrible. In terms of isolation, these headphones are a bit of a shocker, and I don't know why that is. It's a bit like my experience with the ATH-ES10. They just do not isolate you very well from external noise at all. Much worse than like a T51P, much worse than an Oppo PM3 or anything like that. You can basically carry on a conversation while wearing these headphones, and that's never a good sign, because you want to be out and about and you want to be seen out in the town with these beautiful wooden ear cups. And most of the times what you're going to be hearing with the 990H is you're going to be hearing some nice music, but you're going to be also hearing engine noise, people talking, that sort of thing. It's just not ideal for a portable headphone. Let's talk about sound. And you may have noticed that I'm getting a little worked up about this headphone and its many sort of flaws. And that's because at the end of the day, I really love the way this headphone sounds, and I really wish the rest of this package was as nice as the listening experience, because this is the best tuned portable headphone that I have heard. It's mellow and sort of warm and easy to listen to, and it's also tuned, I think, with a real consideration of the kinds of music and the kinds of musical production that a lot of people are listening to today. Now, when I say mellow, I don't mean mellow in the same way the PM3 is mellow, because the PM3 is sort of easygoing. It's kind of flat, a little rolled off in the highs. It's not terribly exciting to listen to, but it's sort of plain Jane neutral. I would use this as a monitor. I have used this as a monitor because I think it's a really solid kind of sound. The 990H is mellow in a different way. It's mellow in this kind of euphonic, warm way, but not warm to the point of being sludgy. And I know that I say that a lot. I know that I say, this headphone is warm, but it doesn't sound kind of murky. And honestly, yes, the bass on this headphone can sound quite sort of big. It's almost to the point of being loose or bloomy at times, because there's more mid-bass than there is sub-bass, and it has this kind of bass hump that really brings out a lot of kind of instruments in that range. Then it has a roll-off in the highs, so that there's a real gentleness, but also a sort of laziness, I guess, in that range as well. And then you have the mids, which are sort of classic Audio-Technica. They're filled in, they sound brilliant with female vocals. And as a whole package, it's not the most refined listen, right? This is not the most critical listening headphone, but it just sounds, for whatever reason, it's just a really wonderful tuning with things like pop music, particularly with, I guess you would say, anime kind of music, or K-pop, right? Because with K-pop, you have a real mix of production. You have these girl bands that have, a lot of the times, really quite brilliant voices that you want to bring out, and then they go from electronic, kind of really abrasive dance kind of production on the same album to just really nice acoustic guitars and something really mellow and laid back. And I think the Audio-Technica does that better than any sort of portable headphone that I own. The 990H makes the T51P sound small, the way it looks small, right? It makes it sound compressed and congested. The bass is sort of mid-bass humped and the treble is sort of thin and nasal in comparison to the way the 990H sounds. Compared to my Sennheiser Ampere, which I think has a really brilliant tuning for a portable headphone, the 990H I think sounds less raw in the mids. It's not as abrasive. And, you know, while I think that if you really like rock music, you're still really going to love the crunchy guitars on the Ampere and on the HD25 sort of variants, I think this is a better all-rounder. And compared to the Beats Solo 3, which I think is a decent kind of consumer-friendly sound, a warm sound, a good all-rounder, the 990H does everything just a lot more classier, right? It doesn't sound as congested in the mid-tones. It has a bit more treble detail. It has a wider kind of soundstage. It's just really nice to listen to, right? So at the end of the day, I'm sort of left with this really frustrating headphone because the isolation is poor. So I don't want to bring it outside and use it out on the street. When I use this at home, I don't really want to use it at home because after a few hours, my ears start to hurt. So it's not really any fun there as well. But I still keep coming back to this headphone because I think it sounds so good. For the price I paid, I'm happy because I really like this sound. And, you know, if I get tired of this headphone after 1 or 2 hours on my ears, I can always switch to another one because I'm one of these crazy headphone collectors. But if you wanted a headphone that was going to be, you know, your daily driver, I don't think this headphone is right for you. So yeah, make of that what you will. I don't know if I'll keep this headphone. I certainly enjoyed listening to it. But I would say go out, check it out, have a listen. Come back here, leave a comment, and let me know what you think. All right, happy listening, and see ya.